Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Power Glove Pixels back again with a new video. So, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing about this little bad boy here, the Super NT. Now, honestly, in my opinion, this is the best way to experience the Super Nintendo. Now, there's other ways you can experience the Super Nintendo from the Super Nintendo Mini. We also have emulation, which is pretty great. I would say 95% of the time it works. Let's see what else. There's just so many ways you can play the Super Nintendo or use an original Super Nintendo as well. But from my experience, this blew me away. Me growing up as a kid, I was the biggest Super Nintendo person. I would buy all the greatest games that would come out on this, including Donkey Kong Country, Super Castlevania. The list goes on and on. And for me, when I heard that this was coming, and looking at other YouTubers discussing about this device, I needed to get it. So I was able to pick one up, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. Now, this device retails about 200 bucks plus the shipping. You're looking about almost $200. Is this for everyone? No. This is for someone that wants the best on the Super Nintendo in terms of quality, and has a huge collection of games. You know what I mean? Definitely, this is something I recommend. One of the cool things I like about this is that you can use an original Super Nintendo controller. And when it comes to lag, I really can't tell the difference, to be honest, once you connect it with a wire. Now, I've heard from other people is that the wireless one actually lags. I don't have that personally because I didn't want to go that route. I really wanted to use original controllers. So as you can see, it has the analog logo here. Then we have the power, the reset, two controllers. Then we have the SD card. I'll talk about that more about it. Then we have the HDMI and we have the power. So let's get back to, oh, and you could obviously put, cartridges in here, which is awesome. So this SD card was meant for updates. So the developers are always adding new features and stuff, and that's awesome. But the community has jailbreaked it already, and this one system in particular is already jailbreaked. And to be honest, 85% of the games actually work on this. There's about 15% that don't, like Super Mario Kart. Let's see what else. Mario RPG, I believe, doesn't work, and a couple Mega Man games and some Japanese games. So there's a 15% of games that you can play. So you have two options to play those games. One, you can have the original cartridges of those ones that are not incompatible because of the jailbreak, or you can also buy an EverDrive, or an SD NES, I believe. It's like a drive, kind of like the one I had for the N64, and that way you can experience everything. But for me personally, what I do is for those 15% games that I can't play, I usually just use the cartridge. I use the Mario Kart cartridge, which I have somewhere, and Mario RPG. So that's what I use when I can't play certain games that are not compatible with this way. But most of the time, I can all the games that I usually play, like Super Metroid, Super Castlevania. Oh, and Yoshi's Island is not compatible, and that's because of the FX chip or that Mode 7, which there's a Mode 7 enhanced version, which I know that one doesn't play. It only plays the basic Mode 7, which I believe only Super Castlevania has it. So from what I get, it's FPGA, and that basically means, um, apparently, according to them, it's not emulation. It's mimicking the chips, the original chips or something. That's what I get, and that's why it's pretty accurate when it comes to playing a lot of these games, to be honest with you. So that's what makes it pretty awesome. What else can I say about this device? I'm happy to have it in my collection, honestly. Do I recommend it? The question that I get is it for someone, for everybody? No. I recommend this for someone that wants the best, to be honest. Someone hardcore like me that loves playing retro games and wants it in the best picture. Now, there's other options. You can play the Super Nintendo There's the OSCC, which is the open source converter, but that's expensive. That can go over 250, and even that, you know, you're kind of going from analog to digital, and this is straight out digital. So at the end of the day, I think for me, that I give this a number 10 in my opinion. It's a go. By the way, it also comes with that Super NT back there box, which is pretty awesome. Being a collector, that stuff like that is cool that they actually provide that from analog. You can pick up one of these still available at the moment, but I'm wondering how long that's gonna be. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. It's just a, you know, a my thoughts on this little device, what I think about it. I didn't really want to go into too much detail or anything like that because there's a lot of YouTubers out there and a lot of videos out there already that do that. So thanks for watching. This is Power Glove Pixels. Till next time.